Hey there everyone, Luke here, and after the dramatic, the horror, the terror of the last few chapters that I've focused on Asa getting his introduction and figuring out what his relationship to the actual Yozakura family is and his relationship to Smoomy, we're finally heading back to some more light-hearted, grounded stuff, which I'm perfectly content with. Like I said last week, we needed this. We needed this show to be just like a laid-back, chilled out kind of atmosphere to be like, okay, we're relaxing for a minute before we get into the good stuff. And I feel like we're going to be doing that for, I would say, 3 chapters max. Because it seems like at the end of this chapter we're finally going to figure out some more stuff about Momo himself and what he actually truly means to the family, and whether or not that whole craziness was just him preparing everyone for what is to come. So without further ado, let's dive right into the chapter. Alright, so this will be chapter 167, titled Yozakura Family Album. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. We're going to look at the family albums of the Yozakura family and find out a little bit more information about each member, about what their personalities were like when they were growing up and everything like that. I really wish we get more chapters like this where we dive into the past of the Yozakuras to find out how they actually grew up and actually became spies. I mean, if you go and look at your own family history, it's fascinating what you find out. Like, I mean, both my great-grandfathers on my mother's side, like the grandparents of my mother from my granddad's side, like her dad's father and father-in-law both had the same middle name, which is my middle name, William. So it's kind of interesting when you find out that. And if I could go back in time, I would want to go back in time and find out what their reactions would be to find out, oh, we both have the same middle name, William. And of course, my granddad had that middle name as well, which is why I got my middle name for. So you want to know a little bit of history about my family? There we go. That's how I got my middle name. I'm named after my grandfather. I'm named after both my grandfathers. My grandfather on my dad's side and my grandfather on my mother's side. Mainly because they wanted both their first names, which are Basil and Ernest, and my mother was like, no, we're not doing that. So she gave Basil, which was my dad's name, and William, which was her dad's middle name. She gave me as middle names for me. So there you go. That's the origin of my middle names. I'm named after both my grandfathers, which pretty interesting. And I've got quite a bit of heritage going from the Ukraine to so I've got both sides of Europe clashing against each other. So very much history, and like I said, go find out some more about your own family history and what you find out about, because it's really fascinating looking where you actually came from yourself. You never know what you might find. So anyway, we start off with the chapter properly with them all celebrating where we see like an image of Mutsumi celebrating her birthday, and of course Koricho being Koricho, because it's Mutsumi on screen. He's like, oh, play that one more time. I just want to look at Mutsumi when she's smiling on her birthday, and everyone's just like trying to hold it back. It's like, no, Koricho, no, concentrate, hang it in there. Don't be your overly complicated sister complex here. And it's just like, no, I need to see it again. Okay, it started off creepy with Koricho, then it became more like, okay, understanding why he does these things, and now it's just becoming like a comedic routine of just everyone just talking about like, no, I need to see it again. It could be like the disc or the memory or whatever this is on could get caught up in a typhoon. It's like, no, I need to get it for that typhoon. And yeah, he probably would do. He's the kind of guy that would like look at Typhoon and probably be like, Typhoon, you steal Spider and cut it down. Oh my god. Oh, I just want to see that image of just Koricho cutting down a Typhoon with Steel Spider. But yeah, obviously they're not doing this for fun. They're trying to do this to find out exactly what was what was left to them in the letter, which I'm glad we actually got. I'm glad we actually got this chapter, but also the fact that we also get it in connection to the main storyline, which are the more better slice of life chapters where they can actually connect to the main story. I mean, I do like the episodic nature, but sometimes it's just nice to be like, okay, we've got the slice of life chapter, but it's actually important to the storyline of the series, which is which the message was like, look for me in the family album, Momo. So that was what the message is. So they're just like, okay, we've got to find Momo in here. What's actually going on? And of course, Karicho is just being like, her Shinjo Go-san festival next. I want to see her Shinichi Go-san festival again. Like, I don't know what that is. I'm sure Pie Jams will find it out for me. But yeah, they go on to say like, oh, we should reorganize this. But do you really think how stupid dad and his stupid scavenger hunt? And they're like, yeah, this is definitely dad's handwriting, so it's obviously him telling them what needs to be done. We cut into a flashback where they're studying the message and everything, and they're just like, what the heck does this mean? And even Karicho's just trying to figure out. It's just, you see every one of them who's just deep in thought, and like Karicho's just there like, what can it mean? What can I mean? This is quite the puzzle, even for me. And we all get different ideas of what everyone's opinions are on it. Where we have Karicho, oh yeah, I get what Karicho's saying. Yeah, this is obviously Karicho's saying, don't tell me he did something to that. So he's like, he's probably like, don't tell me he did something to mess up Mutsumi's precious memories, because if he did that, oh, I'm not going to help him out one bit in this mission. And then you have Shion saying, does this mean he was in the house when? Well, considering he was in the house when the Tampopo invasion was happening, could have happened then, Shion, you never know. We have Futaba and Shinzo going, oh, no clue, he couldn't have been, right? Again, guys, Tampopo invasion, like 120 chapters ago. Blimey, has it been that long since the Tampopo invasion? But yeah, so he was in the house when that was actually happening, so there's very likely he could have done all of this when that was going on. That was part of the distraction of, okay, got to get them out of the way so I can do this. So maybe he was planting the seeds for Asa way back then, even before they went and invaded Tampopo on Skeleton Island. Might be the case, might not be. It's just a theory I have. Shinzo says like, oh, I'll go and grab it, I guess. We need the player too. And Tayo's just like confused, like, player? What player? And it's like, oh, Tayo, of course, this is your first time experiencing this and everything. As they pull out like just this giant suitcase of just DVDs. So it's like, yeah, it's your first time experiencing this. Boom, boom. All of these, the Yozakura family albums. So yeah, we don't have pictures. Well, we do have pictures, but they're all. But of course, because it's the Yozakura family, because Shion likes to tamper with technology, they're all on disc. They've all been updated. They've all been burned onto CDs here, and these are all the home. Oh right, no. Stupid Luke. No, we don't take pictures, we do home videos instead. That's the Yozakura way. That's kind of our thing. You just gotta deal with it. Yeah, Tayo's expression is pretty reasonable. It's like, yeah, this is kind of a lot. How do you even sort all of this out? And everyone's just, oh, they've been gathering dust for a while with all that's happening. Watching them didn't feel right. I wonder why he brought it all up again, which is the fair state, because they've gone straight from Tampopo invasion. Okay, they've got to train for that. They've got to train for the invasion of Skeleton Island. Okay, they've got the invasion. Now they've got to focus on Tao's silver spikes, and then they've got to focus on Tsubumi and the heads coming back. Then they've got to focus on getting Momo and dealing with him. And now they've got to focus on. They've just had so much going on, like over the past year. It's like one thing after another. It's like Tampopo, Momo, Asa. Okay, now we can relax and figure out what is actually going on with Momo. And as Karicho's just like, oh, he must have done something to them. The most likely scenario is that he invaded the house sometime before. Yeah, yeah, pretty much invaded it when it had the Tampopo invasion, and then he had Tsubumi come to them to give them the tip off of just like, okay, this is what I'm leaving for, them, and it should explain everything. I mean, they should be able to figure out what is actually going on, given the fact that they're my kids and they're actually super intelligent. I have no doubt they'll be able to figure it out. And but of course, people are having their doubts, like if it's a trap or anything, and they're like, yeah, it could potentially be a trap, but they'll still have to look at it either way, because even if it is a trap, it may lead to something incredibly important of how to deal with Asa. And so yeah, this is the start of just the viewing party of the Yozakuras, which is pretty much what I expected. It's just like the Yozakuras is going, oh, look at me, look at such and such being all cute, and like, oh, it's gonna happen to you, friend. Oh, look at such, no, just get the hell out, like. Just so much comedic potential here, as we have cutting back to Mutsumi's memories being played of her birthday, and it's like, but of course, this being the case, this everything was completely edited so that it was the Mutsumi show, and guess who did it? Give you 3 guesses. Third guess is Koichiro. Second guess is Koichiro. First guess is Koichiro. Like, it's obvious it's Koichiro. Like, anyone with a functioning brain cell can figure out, yeah, this is Koichiro's doing. Like, birthday dolls, festivals, graduations, forget that, all 100 discs we've seen so far have been the Mutsumi show, and Koichiro's just there behind them, just like, yeah, of course it's all Mutsumi. What else would be more important than Mutsumi? I was the editor and an advocate for the majority of the family albums after all, so of course he would do something. He would do something like this. 90% of it is videos of Mutsumi, and of course you have Shion just going there like, you and your bloody sister complex, Koichiro. Don't you have any boundaries? No, he doesn't, because he's Koichiro. And of course, it wouldn't be the Yozakura family without it being a Goliath-inspired invention. But Koichiro, despite his sister complex, does give a very reasonable answer here. Well, as reasonable as he can give it. And that reminds me, that begs the question: Did Kai leave just before Tsubumi came up? Because we saw Kai delivering the wine and just being the delivery boy, and then Tsubumi showed up. Did he find a way to get out of the mansion before all of that went on? Yeah, seriously, go back. Kai was there, and then Tsubumi turns up, and it's like Kai just vanishes into thin air. Oh my god, Party Jams, I think your theory is going to come true about Kai. Keep it in mind, because that is something that I've just... Well, no, I actually had the idea of like, yeah, wait a minute, where did Kai go? And beforehand, but yeah, you might want to keep it in mind. You might want to go back and check this Party Chance, because I'm actually, you know what? I'll do that real time looking, just to make sure that I'm not going crazy. If it actually cooperate with me. Right, so we had, it was chapter 163, yeah, chapter 163, so we have, Kai shows up, delivers, yeah, he's in the house, he delivers he's in the house with them at the time when he's delivering the, and he just leaves, like, he's there. Then they get the doorbell, and yeah, they open the door, and Tsubumi's there, and then we don't see him again for the whole thing with Asa. So where was Kai during all of this? Like, seriously, go back and read that. You'll be able to, like, that's just a side tangent that I've just noticed there. Like, where was Kai? Like, keep it in mind. Oh my god, is Kai Asa? Is Kai Asa? Would that explain why his backstory has not been brought? Is Kai like a reincarnation of Asa or something, like, or Kai another split personality of Asa? Oh my god. Now that I said that, I want that to be the case, because it does seem like the strangest coincidence that as soon as the doorbell rings, Subumi's there, and then Kai's nowhere to be seen, and then Asa shows up. And Kai has white on him all the time, Asa has white on him all the time. Keep it in mind. But yeah, I didn't realise this until as I was reading this chapter. I was just like, wait, Kai was in the mansion, so where did he go with Asa? No. Anyway, let's go back to the chapter. That's just a side tangent, and I really want Pie Jam's opinion on that. But yeah, so we have the Goliath player, and Breach was like, oh, what are you complaining about? It's important to have a record of the head of the family. Not only that, but the more footage of her that gets recorded, the easier it is for me to edit in phrases I never. Yeah, of course it is, because it's like the more editing you have of someone, the easier it is to like just edit in phrases and never see like you'd never see my brother, my eldest brother going, Luke is so great. He's the best ever. I bow down to him. But if I put it in an edited format, yeah, he probably would say that. And of course, here is no exception. It's just like Karicho edit it so that Mutsumi went, I love you, big brother comic trio, and as soon as Mutsumi hears that, she's like, yeah, we're gonna break that disc up and get it into little pieces, and Koricho's expressions is like, freedom of expression, freedom of expressions. This is a freedom of expression. Why are you denying me that, Mutsumi? And she's probably just thinking like, you're allowed to express your opinion. This is what my opinion is. So deal with it, Koricho. But yeah, continuing on, Fruitimus was like, oh, great. That's just great. Almost none of these are labelled. We'll just have to view them one at a time. And of course, this is where we get into the flashbacks with everyone of just like, as we go back to Fruitibur in elementary school and at the sports festival, and it's a scavenger, and the thing is that she's like, oh, and is obviously Ri in the background, going to Fruitibur. Oh, what's wrong, Fruitibur? I bring someone I love. Oh, and you want to bring me? Well, isn't that sweet? Let's go then. And Kengo's just like, ah ha 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 ha. Fruitibur was a mama's girl, mama's girl, mama's girl. And you just see, oh my god, I didn't notice this reaction from Tayo and Mutsumi, but they're just there, just like, yeah, this is kind of embarrassing, but we kind of love it. Continue. And Fruitibur's just like, you better switch that off right now, Koricho. And of course, Koricho is just loving this. It's just like, no, I don't think I will. You always have a go at me. You always have a go at me for having a sister complex, so I can have a go at you for having a mama's complex. Now that just sounds really awful. Don't think about that. But no, it's Koricho just being like, no, this is my chance to have revenge. I'm not going to do it. So, sucks to be you, Fruitibur. As Fruitibur is just going over her embarrassment, yeah, she is probably the most embarrassed she's ever been in the series right now, because her face is kind of blushing. It's just coming out, let this just end. We see Shinso just going like, okay, it's alright, Fruitibur, everyone's a little kid at some point in their life. And then as he's doing this, they're just like, oh hey Shinso, this is a blast from the past there, when you wanted to be a rock star and be your old emo teenage phase, because he does like the Black Raven crow wings on, and he's just like with his guitar, just like closing his eyes and just being like, doon 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 doon. This is a piece I wrote myself. I hope you will listen. I call it Requiem for Fallen Angels on Blackwing. So he was going through his totally emo phase right there, and of course, like Fruitibur, he's just like, please don't play this story back and get rid of it. Get rid of it. And Keigo and Shion are relaying his comment that he said to Fruitibur back to him as sort of like an ironic statement of just like, oh, it's okay, Shinzo. Everyone goes through the phase in middle school. Yeah, puberty and all of that. And you just have Shinzo just being like, no, please let it stop. Don't let me be Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. So Shion's just like, oh, look at the guys. They were all so cute and everything. Me, though, I was a total brat as a kid. You won't find any cute food. Oh my god, they found something cute about me. Delete. As we have Shion, just chibi Shion, who's probably the cutest out of all of them. I'm just like, Mama, is Santa come? Did Santa come? Did he give me a present? Not even Aunt can get past my radar and chance, but he dodged them all. He was such a great guy. Oh, I love Santa. I want to catch him someday. And of course, she's just there like being like, yeah, this was the most embarrassing thing I've ever had to experience. Please don't play this. Please don't play this again. But yeah, they continue to view the viewing party. We see Kay go in his days as kindergarten. He bought an outfit from home, and then it turned into the whole thing into a one kid recital. So. Yeah, he bought an outfit which became like this whole stage, and he was just like there with a microphone and everything. And you have Nanano, who was born, he was pretty smart even at birth, and even at birth he had the bucket on his head. Yeah, but still, having chemicals next to a baby. Seriously, how much craziness can this family get? And Goliath is just Goliath, and he's like, oh, that's Tokyo Tower while it was being built, and that actually gets me curious. Like, how old is Goliath? Like, if this takes place in like the 2000s, this series, Tokyo Tower, when was that built? Tokyo. Construction started June 19th. It's like, seriously, how old is Goliath? Like, Goliath must be immortal. Like, that's the only like, the Yozakura drugs have obviously worked on him for centuries. So yeah, he's probably immortal. He's probably immortal himself. So as they continue on, and as they've continually gone through every single one of them, they couldn't find a single clue about what's going on with Momo, like why he would ask them to try and find him in the movies. As we see, Koricho Spy Association bronze rank license is graduation from the first ranking. So this is way back many years, like 2 decades before the start of the story. They said the letter said look for him in the family albums, but there wasn't a single video of him in here. Maybe they're all destroyed. Yeah, now comes to the conclusion that they were probably all destroyed, and Shion trying to agree with him, but Korea's just like, no, there's something else going on here. They weren't destroyed. And Shion's just like, oh, did you find something? And he's like, yeah, I passed the bronze rank spy test when I was 6. So yeah, nearly 2 decades ago. Afterwards, I tried to take a photo of me giving Mutsumi a kiss, and Mutsumi's just like, oh, poor me, but that, like, okay, Mutsumi, this is kind of important. Koricho is finding out something here. As he clearly remembered, it was the day that their father was desperately trying to get into the photo, and he slid under his feet. But as we can see from the photo and the video, he's not there, even though he should be. And it's the same with all of them. So they're just like, okay, since this machine can edit things together, let's just dump all of them in at once and see what we get. And Shion's just like, oh yeah. Taro's question like, oh, what can you, what are you doing? And Shin's like, oh, can you analyze them all at once? And Shion's like, yeah, this is easy for me, but now I get it. Yeah, it's a hint you wouldn't notice without knowing ahead of time. Sometime in the past year, every single one of those DVDs was edited by someone. Obviously edited by Momo, and since it was in the past year, yeah, this was probably all done when he was at the Tampopo, when he was at the mansion during the invasion of Tampopo, and it was done so perfectly, and it was so perfectly done that even Shion didn't even notice. But now that she's thinking about it, she remembers really in every one of the videos, yeah, Momo should have been there. Like no doubt about it. As you see images throughout all of them from a different perspective. Like Momo was actually meant to be there. Like he was the one dressed up as Santa. He was there filming Fruits Bear. She was trying to get Reed to come with her, and he was obviously there with Mitsumi's birthday with an incredibly creepy image there. Like Momo, you're starting to redeem yourself here, but seriously, back off with the creepiness. Taiyo goes on to ask, like, why would he even do this? Why would he edit himself out of the videos? And Koichiro comes to the conclusion, like, oh, it was probably a trail of breadcrumbs on his own. It doesn't mean anything. The point is that he tweets with each DVD, and he asks, "So Shion, did you actually get something here?" And she's like, "Yeah, there are frames of a video slipped into each one, flashing by in less than a millisecond." So that's like, shh. Kind of like what happened in My Hero Academia, where that news report was going on, and then you just see static, and then Darby, aka Toyo's message, actually comes in, and it's got to be pretty much the same here, as they wouldn't pick up on it in the naked eye. But if you relay all of them together and synchronize them, you see static starting to emerge on it, and as they go, the audio and visual of each video will cancel each other out, while only the hidden message. While in the hidden video will reply clear as day. As you see Momo starting to come into frame, which was like, I'm sorry for my roundabout methods, everyone, but it was necessary if I was going to keep you from noticing until the time was right, and Asa from noticing at all. This had to be secured. So he probably was already primed for Asa when he went to the mansion during the temple. So that was probably all in the structure to get him to this point, to get this message to the people, because it was like, okay, Asa's coming. I need to get this well prepared in advance for them, just in case something happens. As he goes on to say, I have faith that you will someday find this. With this video, I send all my last will as your father, and that's where the chapter ends. So, like I said, little bit of slice of life down comedy chapter, which ends on a pretty big cliffhanger of Momo giving a message to the family about his last will. Now, what this will is, I have no idea. If it's going to be like, okay, the blue. If it's going to be like, I would feel like, okay, the blooming you have right now, this is not all there is to it. There's actually another level that you can actually extend to, and I found this out from researching Asa for such a long period of time. There is probably another step to blooming, which we're probably going to find out, or maybe it's just gonna be like. Yeah, it'll probably be another step to blooming that goes beyond what Taiyo even has at times, or it might be a case of like, okay, this is what Asa's all about and what his ability is, and you guys can unlock it as well. So that might be a case as well, like they can unlock a separate ability other than blooming, kind of like how in Bleach, how you can have Shikai and Bonkai, but you can also have like Kido and Shumpo as well, and that can be combined together. So I feel like that's where we're probably going to go. Like Momo found out, like, oh no, Asa has an ability that the Yozakuras can theoretically access, because his blood is directly linked to the Yozakura. So that's a possibility that may happen. Whether or not it's to do with that ability that we've been seeing him use, that white freezing ability, that remains to be seen. And even if it's not, I have no other theories of where it can actually go. So I'd like to hear what you guys think of it. But yeah, like I said, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.